favorite movie? What's it about? Is there gore, profanity, drugs, alcohol, or lust? Now think about what you would want your kids to watch many years down the road. What does it have in it? A lot of our favorite movies contain a mixture of these factors. I think some teens are not mature enough to see these viewings. I picked this topic because I feel teens are influenced by what they watch and see on television shows and movies. Teens should not be allowed into R-rated movies. My 3 main points I will discuss are: Number 1, R-rated movies influence bad behavior. Number 2, R-rated movies give bad ideals. And lastly, number 3, R-rated movies give false views on life. First, we will talk about how R-rated movies influence bad behavior. An article published December 2014 by the American Academy of Child and Adolescents informs individuals on how television and movies have a powerful influence in developing value systems and shaping behavior. Studies have found that the effect of TV violence on children and teens may cause them to become immune to the horror on violence, accept violence as a way to solve problems and issues, or imitate the violence as they see on television. The same 2014 article, published by the JAACAP, tells individuals about adolescents' exposure to media violence, which is a major problem in the U.S. The average U.S. adolescent spends over 20 hours a week watching television, with 61% of television programs and 91% of films involving violence. With this, it is said that exposure to this violent media further increases in late adolescence and emerging adulthood when youth perceive these viewings. My first main point shows how television and movies have a powerful influence and affect a teen's value system and shapes their behaviors in a negative way. Leading to my second main point, R-rated movies influence bad behavior. Number 2, R-rated movies give bad ideals. A 2013 article published in the peer-reviewed journal titled The Journal of Youth and Adolescence informs others on the health problems that R-rated movies can bring later in life. For example, the results of this study have implication in how late in an individual's life adolescents are affected by media which they view. Teens who view these movies have shown increases in anxiety, blood pressure, and hypertension, which may link to more negative long-term outcomes. A 2010 article published on Science Daily offered a summary of a study published by the Journal of Studies on Alcohol and Drugs. R-rated movies are less likely to start drinking in comparison to their peers who are allowed to see these R-rated movies. As I have said in my second main point, teens should not be allowed into R-rated movies due to the bad ideals that it shows. Along with R-rated movies giving bad ideals, my third point consists of R-rated movies giving false ideals on life. Number 3, R-rated movies give false views on life. On debate.org, a polling website states personal reasons and opinions stated by parents as well as teens on not allowing teens into R-rated movies and the effects. The results of the poll show that 50% of voters say teens should not be allowed into R-rated movies, and 50% say yes, that movies are not real, so watching these should not hurt anything. On the other hand, another person said these movies are not a good influence on teens due to violence and bad behaviors influencing their actions. According to NSSCI.org, a website whose focus is on the prevention or reduction of violence in today's society, states, under films encouraging violence on school campuses, informs individuals on the negative effects in teens watching R-rated movies. These effects contribute to future habits and behaviors and increase the higher levels. As I've said, teens should not be allowed into R-rated movies due to giving false ideals on life, such as contributing to future habits and behaviors as they grow older. As you can see, teens should not be allowed into R-rated movies due to influencing bad behavior, giving bad ideals, and giving false views on life. All in all, R-rated movies affect teens in various ways. The viewing of movies not only affects their behavior, actions, but their outlook on life. These levels increase and get stronger as the person grows and develops each day. Parents and teens should consider these effects when debating what their child or themselves should and should not watch. I've witnessed firsthand an individual's behavior whom I watched after seeing an R-rated movie. The actions from the movie started to affect how they acted towards each other in their everyday interactions. It was bewildering how much one movie could affect a child. So what do we do? We need to crack down on teenagers sneaking into movies to reduce these bad behaviors. If we can associate drinking, drugs, profanity, and lust with a negative factor, people are not going to want to continue acting on them. Teens should not be allowed into R-rated movies. To recap my 3 main points: R-rated movies influence bad behavior. Number 2, R-rated movies give bad ideals. And lastly, number 3, R-rated movies give false views on life.